Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B2 level vocabulary lesson and we're continuing our discussion of idioms. Today we're going to be talking about idioms related to education, and here's the first example. The exam is tomorrow. It's time to hit the books. So what was your favorite and least favorite class in school? And what other classes can you name? You can put your answers there in the comments. Now look at the photos and read the text and then match each idiom to its meaning. You need to pay attention because the professor covers a lot of ground each class. That would be B, to complete a lot of material in a short time. James and his friends always cut class to go to the park. That's A, to not go to class, to miss a class without a legitimate reason. And she studied all night, but when it came to time to take the test, she drew a blank. That's C, to be unable to think of something that you know or want to say. He decided to drop out of school and get a full-time job. To drop out of school means to quit school. B. I have a lot to review before the final exam next week. It's time to hit the books. That's A, to begin to study hard. And I haven't studied geometry in a long time. I need to brush up on it before I can help you. And brush up on is to review information about something you used to know how to do but haven't done in a long time. To cut class means not to go to class or to miss a class without a legitimate reason. We can also call this playing hooky. And what is the consequence in school if you cut class? You can put your answer in the comments. To drop out of school means to quit school. Do you know anyone who dropped out of high school? Now use the idioms to create a sentence about each image. And you can pause the video and type your answers into the comments. And can you guess the meaning of the idioms describing each type of student? Again, you can pause the video and try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, so the class clown is a student who fools around and makes jokes during class. A bookworm is someone who reads a lot, and teacher's pet is the teacher's favorite student. And were you a class clown, a bookworm, or a teacher's pet when you were in school? And you can put your answer in the comments. To teach someone a lesson means to show someone by experience what should not be done in the future. She sat in the sun all day, wearing her sunglasses, and got a terrible sunburn. It taught her a lesson to never forget sunscreen. And have you ever been taught a lesson? To learn a lesson the hard way means to suffer a bad experience and learn not to do it again. After spending all night feeling sick, Lila learned her lesson. Don't eat a full container of ice cream before bed. Experience is the best teacher. So what does this mean, and do you agree or disagree? And have you ever had a difficult experience in your life that taught you a lesson? And what lesson did these people learn? Again, put your answers in the comments. Now look at the photos and read the text, then match each idiom to its meaning. She pulled an all-nighter before the project was due. That would be B, to stay awake all night, often to study or complete some task. The test was a piece of cake. That would be A, something that is really easy. And their recent assignment didn't make the grade and they had to do it again. That would be C, to be good enough or meet the required standard. To pull an all-nighter means to stay up all night. It's common to say that someone pulled an all-nighter if they study all night and don't sleep. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter? And you can share the details of that in the comments if you'd like. Now use the idioms to create a sentence about each image, and you can share those in the comments if you'd like some feedback on your sentences. Now read the dialogue and guess the meaning of the bold idioms. You can pause the video and read this on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Hey, are you ready for the history test tomorrow? Not really. We have to cover a lot of ground. There's so much in Chapter 5 alone. I know, I've been hitting the books since yesterday. Same here. Mr. Carter said we need to learn the key dates by heart. Ugh, that's the hardest part for me. So cover a lot of ground, hitting the books, and by heart. Share those in the comments if you have an idea about what they mean. Now here are some questions that you can answer in the comments. Do you cover a lot of ground every day in school? Do you enjoy hitting the books before an exam? Do you know any songs by heart? Do you know any phone numbers by heart? Now complete the sentences with the missing words. You can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. The professor covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time. He decided to cut class because he really wanted to see the new movie with his friends. I knew the answer a minute ago, but now I'm drawing a blank. And a lot of famous people, such as Steve Jobs, have dropped out of school. I need to pass the exam to graduate, so I better hit the books. He learned his lesson the hard way. Richard is the class clown. He is always making jokes and causing everyone to laugh. She spends all her free time at the library. She's a bookworm. Nobody in the class likes her because she's the teacher's pet. I bought a book to brush up on my algebra skills. I haven't started studying yet. I think that I need to pull an all-nighter. Now write the sentence using an idiom. Again, you can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So we studied many topics in history class today. We covered a lot of ground in history class today. I need to study hard for the math test tonight. I need to hit the books for the math test tonight. We must memorize all the vocabulary words. We must learn the vocabulary words by heart. He didn't go to class this morning. He cut class this morning. I couldn't remember the answer during the quiz. I drew a blank during the quiz. She decided to quit school last year. She decided to drop out of school last year. I need to review my grammar before the exam. I need to brush up on my grammar before the exam. And he stayed up all night studying. He pulled an all-nighter. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, participate in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.